Yo, 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 fair use, fair use, fair use, YouTube. How you guys doing? I got a question, man. I got a question. All right, that sounds good. So how you guys doing, man? All right. This is number three today. I think I did one that I didn't publish. Yo, bro, what the fuck is up with these damn divesting bitches? Right? And the reason I'm asking about that is because I watched some shit and I noticed something. And it ain't white people that's doing it, bro. It's not white people that's doing this, right? But what I did, I took the liberty of setting up a little screen for you, right? So over here, you got Cynthia G, right? And over here, you got some young dumb broad that let three fucking Brads run a train on her. Yeah, right. But up here, I just got a few women that were killed by white men, you know, and there's a lot, right? This motherfucker here cut the head off or some shit. This nigga did some wild shit. This nigga did some wild shit. Him, he cut her fucking leg and foot. But they stay saying to leave black men alone and go with these fucking white guys. Shout out to the white dudes, man. I ain't even got no fucking beef with y'all. To tell you the truth, to be honest. I don't got no smoke with y'all. Let y'all start smoking. My shit is with these bitches, and I found out, right? You know how they were saying, oh, every 5 hours, black man kills a black woman, right? You remember that bullshit? Look at this. Now, if I'm asking you if you remember something, that means I got some dirt on it. Oh, I get some more of these. Man. That means I got some dirt on this bullshit. All right. So this is, I believe this is Atlanta Black Star. No, this is the Guardian. Right. Look at this shit, my guy. All right. So they're talking about Trump, whatever. But this article is more than a year old, right? And how long they've been saying that about us? We've been unaliving them for every 5 hours and shit, right? The killings of black women, five findings from our investigation, right? A 33% rise in the rate of homicides of black women and girls in the U.S. in 2020 rivals that of black men, right? So they're saying rival, like the rate of black men are dying, black women are dying just as much, right? So they got the Breonna Taylor out there. Okay, let me see. Black women and girls in the U.S. are four times more likely to die by violence than white or Hispanic women, right? Boom, 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 boom. Indigenous people are next. Okay, in 2020, 75% of black female homicide victims were killed with a gun, right? Now look at this. During the pandemic, homicides of black women and girls tripled in Kentucky, dog. Kentucky. More than doubled in the District of Columbia and doubled in Wisconsin and Ohio. There's more. There's fucking more. All right, in Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor killing was, white police officer Louisville, Sparks, so and so, homicides black girls statewide tripled from 10 women and girls to 33 compared with the year before. In Wisconsin and Ohio, these killings doubled, rising from 21 to 42 and from 57 to 110, respectively. So these bitches is getting whacked in the Midwest, dog. These bitches is getting whacked in the Midwest. Not even in the South like that. In the Midwest. Who's in the Midwest, dog? These niggas. Bro, this is an important part of the video, right? And it still don't break down to five every 5 hours. But it's tripled and doubled in the Midwest. Wisconsin, Ohio, Kentucky, District of Columbia. Like, bro, but they blame it on the people that look like us, dog. Right? There's more. Look, because you know I had to thoroughly go through this shit before. I feel like I'm talking too loud. I had to thoroughly go through this shit before I could present this article to you. I gotta make sure my shit is fucking airtight. Pause. Hey yo. All right. So you see right, the graphic below shows the homicide rate of black women and girls per 100,000. Where black women and girls have the highest homicide rates? Hmm. The change between 2019 and 2020 in the homicide rate of black women and girls per 100,000, showing DC and 26 states that had the least 10 homicides of black women and girls both years. All right, so you're looking right here. You see, can you see my fucking cursor? All right, looking right here, right? Bro, Wisconsin came in number one. Missouri, Kentucky, Arkansas, DC, Indiana, Ohio, Louisiana. Louisiana's black, right? Michigan, Illinois, Oklahoma, Mississippi. Oh shit! Right now, as of 20, this shit right here, everything outside of like you see right here going forward, it starts right. It starts right here. Let me blow it out for you. So I want you guys to really see this shit. Good. Get this bullshit out of here, man. All right, from right here, from 2019. Look right here, right? As a matter of fact, I know what I'm gonna do. Let me see. I got you. Hold on. Because I want to make sure everybody gets this shit right. Everybody sees what I'm talking about. Let me see. Fuck, man. Oh, why they doing this, dog? It's fucking. All right, 2019. Okay, so everything. See that? This. If we look at right here, everything past the picture is what has increased. You understand? The shit that's not past the picture, that's the shit with the lowest. 2019 and 2020, it didn't pick up. But if you go right here, Colorado picked up, Tennessee, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Illinois, Michigan, Louisiana, Ohio, Indiana, DC, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, and Wyoming. These states right here, these states have kicked up and doubled and tripled their murder rate of black women. Now, you know who got the least? New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. Bitches ain't get killed like that. Maryland. You know what I'm saying? All the heavily dense populated black areas, bitches ain't dying. All the heavily populated black areas, bitches ain't dying. They dying in the Midwest where Brad is. Brad will send that bitch to the upper room in a heartbeat. Now, of course, some niggas will too, but Brad don't waste no time. Majority of the time, when motherfucking Tyrone sent a Keisha to the upper room, it was out of disrespect. It was because of disrespect. She disrespected that nigga crazy. Brad will send Keisha to the fucking upper room, and that is accountable. That's AC's lingo. Accountable commentary. Great channel. I'm using his shit, so I want to give him his flowers off of it. But Brad will send their ass up there off of any fucking reason that pissed him off. Sometimes he'll even go into the damn meeting, the first time meeting, and send her ass to the upper room. That's what happened with the girl that got her fucking leg and foot cut off and shit, and her body missing. It was a Tinder date. He met her ass, and cut her the fuck up. But if you listen to black women, black women will tell you, "Oh nah, it's not us. It's it's not fucking Brad. It's Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray ain't even sending you bitches like that. Same amount of Pookie and Ray Ray send you bitches every year. The increase came from Brad. But when you look on Beyonce's network, you see they say it's all black men. They only put the stories of black men up there, dog. For real.
Cape Coral police responded to the scene around 9:34 a.m. after receiving reports that a woman in her mid-30s had been shot and was lying in the street near the mailbox. Callers believed the victim's ex-boyfriend shot her while picking up their children. He reportedly drove away with the two young children and handed them off to firefighters. During that interaction, police say he shot himself and his car rolled into the canal. A dive team responded and pulled his body out of the water. A medical examiner was also on scene. The woman who was shot was rushed to a local hospital, where she was pronounced dead. CCPD said the children are safe and that it is considered a domestic and isolated incident.
Belleville, Illinois, April 14th, 2024. Lieutenant Colonel Mark Heffernan, Assistant Police Chief, previously said officers were sent to an address at 11:12 p.m. to investigate a report of domestic violence. Officers observed a male and a female inside the residence, and it appeared the female was unconscious and bleeding. Officers determined she was suffering from a
See, they'll only put the shit with even the newest one. Is this her?
Nottingham, Maryland, April 21st, 2024. A woman was shot and killed in the middle of the day in the parking lot of an apartment complex. Police said the woman was shot multiple times at the Renew apartment complex. While police search for the shooter, residents at the apartment complex are stunned. I thought it was a firecracker, said Jessica. Clearly, it was not. I heard two shots, a resident said. Pop, pop. Then a break, then two or three more shots after that. Pop, pop, pop. Baltimore County Police said that no arrests have been made. Neighbors did say they heard a commotion in the parking lot, so we do believe it was targeted. Police have not released a lot of information about the shooting. Sidebar: I watched the video, and the crazy part about it is it was black men watching, but not one black man trying to protect her. Let that marinate. We rather videotape, we rather just stop and look, but we refuse to help our own. We are our own worst enemy. Black people, we have to do better. Follow for more updates. May Shakia rest in peace. Nottingham, Maryland, April 21st, 2024. A woman was shot and killed in the middle of the day in the parking lot of an apartment complex. Police said the woman was shot multiple times at the Renew apartment complex. While police search for the shooter, residents at the apartment complex are stunned. I thought it was a firecracker, said Jessica. Clearly, it was not. I heard two shots, a resident said. Pop, pop. Then a break, then two or three more shots after that. Pop, pop, pop. Baltimore County Police said that no arrests have been made. Neighbors did say they heard a commotion in the parking lot, so we do believe it was targeted. Police have not released a lot of information about the shooting. Sidebar: I watched the video, and the crazy part about it is it was black men watching, but not one black man trying to protect her. Let that marinate. We rather videotape, we rather just stop and look, but we refuse to help our own. We are our own worst enemy. Black people, we have to do better. Follow for more updates. May Shakia rest in peace. Nottingham, Maryland, April 21st, 2024. A woman was shot and killed in the middle of the day in the parking lot of an apartment complex. Police said the woman was shot multiple times at the Renew apartment complex. While police search for the shooter, residents at the apartment complex are stunned. I thought it was a firecracker, said Jessica.
All right,
Clearly,
that's it.
it was not. I heard two shots, a resident said. Pop, pop. Then a break.
All right, goddamn it, shut up. Yeah, her fucking voice is annoying. All right, so I'm actually, I actually pulled up this. I actually pulled up the video because the fuck, because video popped up. So I'm gonna see what's up. You saw that, right? There were black men standing outside. And I hate you black bitches, though. I hate you fucking bitches, man. I do. Reason being, you bitches love to say it was black men or something that black men did or didn't fucking do. Like, I ain't risking my life for one of you motherfucking bras. I got motherfucking kids. Plus, you bitches don't like us. So why the fuck is a nigga risking his life for you? Tell me that. Where is it? Damn. Man, refresh this. They get on my nerves with that shit. All right, here you go. Let's see. Let's see what we see here. Bitches stay fucking talking shit. Stop fucking with the hood niggas. So this is what they talking about right here. All right, this is a little Pookie. This is Pookie right here. See what the fuck Pookie doing. Turn that up. Let's see.
The video put on social media is troubling. What happened to this 27-year-old woman is extremely disturbing.
It's horrific. It's appalling
And
that
down
someone
on
would
shut up.
do something like that to someone openly.
Gets out. You chasing her. It look like you shot her right there. Yeah, you see it falling? Got that.
To this 27-year-old woman is extremely disturbing.
It's horrific. It's appalling that someone would do something like that to someone openly in public. The way this crime was committed.
Baltimore County Police are looking for the person who killed Shakia Allen. She was shot multiple times Sunday around 3 in the afternoon. It happened on Whitelaw Place in Parkville. Allen died at the scene. In the video, you can hear neighbors yelling at the suspect, trying to prevent the tragedy, and the victim yelling she has a restraining order. Police say they do have a person of interest.
Right now, the investigation is ongoing. Of course, as you see, we have a suspect. It's pretty apparent who it is. Our detectives are doing everything they can to track down the suspect and to bring him in.
11 News did go to court and found the victim had filed for a protective order in August 2023. Those orders warn against going near or contacting or harming the person who filed the complaint. 11 News asked the House of Ruth about protective orders and got this response. We strongly advocate for the continued strengthening of systems that enable law enforcement and the courts to better protect victims of intimate partner violence. While protective orders are an important aspect of the safety net for victims, our community needs to turn its focus to holding accountable those responsible for the violence. According to court records, a final order was not granted in Allen's case.
I think in this case there was an interim order here. It's my understanding that they had a hearing back on April the 15th, and no one showed up for that order. And of course, it was thrown out, and only some 6 days later, he murders her.
Now, police are asking anyone with information or that can help in this investigation.
Now that black bitch said, I watched the video and there was black men around and ain't nobody help her. You see how black bitches get on here a lot? Why do they do that? bitch. Oh, I just had to go back and tell you to type that bitch. Man, fuck these bitches, dog. I don't give a fuck. Fuck these bitches, bro. Shut up, bro. All right, so we saw, right, that right here, we saw that right here, the cities with the least amount of crime were actually Maryland. Right here is on there as though as it came in number 19 out of 27 as the least. Right, right here, dog. So if they getting killed like that over there, imagine how they getting killed out here in Wisconsin. But who's killing them out there in Wisconsin and Missouri and Kentucky and Arkansas and all that shit? Who out there killing them, man? Huh? Who killing y'all? I went over here to Wikipedia, and in my search of finding more info on the death of the black chicks, right? And this is what I pulled up. So this right here is a list of white defendants executed for killing a black victim. This is just the ones that were executed. I didn't find the ones that weren't executed that uh, are still in the jails. Okay, these are just the ones that were executed. Right, this guy here, Kermit Smith, and I got his picture. Executed was an American convicted murderer who was executed by the state of North Carolina for the kidnap, rape, and murder of a 20-year-old college cheerleader at the time of his execution. The New York Times Associated Press noted that Smith was just the second white person to be, I guess, executed. They gave him lethal injection. Okay, this guy right here. All right, now he did the shit. When did he do it? Uh, December 4th, 1980. They killed his ass. 1995. They let him live 15 years before they killed him. All right, but they killed his ass. All right. Who else we got here? Another black female. 1995. Thomas Joseph. This guy looks. I seen his picture before. He killed 87-year-old Hilda. He strangled her in 1990, and he killed another chick in 91. God damn. Right, when you see this right here, this like pinkish salmon color, that's when they kill more than one person, right? Or more than two people. They put it like in that color. That's a serial killer right there. This guy here was lynched. Black female Margaret Lowry, 1997, 98, 99. This guy killed two black females. They look crazy. 99. You know, the shit just goes on and on. Pop. These are the guys that were fucking uh, taken out behind that. Let me see. All right. So, as you see, we saw that one. We saw this one here in that other picture. This guy was old. He thought the lady was trying to con him. I think something to do with his son. He went and popped the ass. Boop. Right? Popped the ass. This nigga here went ballistic. This nigga here. Did y'all see this story? This Brad right here? Downright cold blooded murderer. White Army Ranger. Army Ranger, dog. Gets minimum sentence for vicious 10-minute beating of a black female security guard after blaming it on brain injury. So this dude went to a bar, got into a fight at the bar. I think he lost, and then he went running, and he came into a like a building complex or whatever. She was doing night security. Motherfucker drunk and all that. She said, "Yo, you gotta get out of here, B. You can't stay here." And he went into, "What you say to me?" And this nigga did the wildest shit to her. It was crazy, right? So you see them, right? He was 26 and she was 41. So just by the age difference, you know he was younger and stronger, right? But I'm gonna let you see. I'm gonna let you hear what the fuck he did. I want you to hear what this nigga did.
Who killed Black Guard, sentenced now. Update to a story we covered back in 2021, and now we're seeing a conclusion to it. Army Ranger Patrick Philip Byrne, who beat to death a security guard named Denise Miller in a plea deal agreement. Byrne received the lightest sentence possible for first-degree murder in Washington. 20 years in prison. Now, he originally faced life without parole, since Washington state does not carry the death penalty. Beat her to death. Let's remind you of the brutal crime.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
According to the probable cause arrest affidavit via K.
Believe it or not, you could be making an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month simply by having conversations with the people that you already know. It all comes down to a counterintuitive real estate strategy that you can use in your spare.
IRO7, Byrne was drinking at a bar in downtown Tacoma. He and his friends got into an altercation with another group before the attack. His defense attorney, David Katayama, said he was punched and hit his head on the concrete during that brawl before he attempted to get into another venue where he was intercepted.
So this fucking Army Ranger supposed to be a badass. Ooh. Ooh, excuse me. This Army Ranger supposed to be a badass. Got into a bar fight, right? And got hit so hard that he just fucking went crazy on a woman.
By newly hired security guard Denise Smith, who had only been on the job a few days, according to the affidavit, just doing her job. Lena Blackstar with the details on this one. When she told him the building was closed, Byrne unleashed on Smith, assaulting her for nearly 10 minutes. According to the affidavit, surveillance video showed the Army Ranger slamming Smith to the ground, punching her in the face repeatedly, dragging her around by her braids. He also attempted to gouge out her eyes with a set of keys, then punched her with the keys in between his fingers before strangling her. A light sentence, 20 years.
He's 26 years old. He'll come out at my age, 46. He'll come out stronger, wiser, a little more violent. Right? But them black bitches don't put that shit up though. That's just not up on their page. Right? This article ain't even old. This one was 2 weeks ago. Right? He just got sentenced to that fucking 20 years like around 2 weeks ago. Why? It's like we got to defend ourselves from our own women, man. I'm looking, they ain't even up here. They ain't even up here. All right, hold on.
Years. He'll get out. There's more.
There's more.
Byrne then fled the scene, according to the affidavit, shattering a window with a chair, jumping from a landing down to the ground about 14 feet below. During the dramatic escape attempt, Byrne was injured and began screaming for help around 2 a.m. It was later revealed he had a brain injury. At the hospital, he alleged to nurses that he was stabbed and sexually assaulted, though no evidence has surfaced that either happened. So what led up to this sweet plea deal? What's behind it? Byrne has a history of head injuries, including blast concussions during his time in the Army, and his attorney claimed they may have played a role in his behavior. According to the News Tribune, Katayama argued in court filings a brain scan showed Byrne had a brain bleed in the area that controls morality and judgment. And it's consistent with a punch to the head. Byrne claims he has no memory of what happened that night whatsoever. A prosecuting attorney also considered Byrne's mental state when agreeing to the plea deal, stating in court filings that it may be difficult to get a jury to unanimously convict the man for a first-degree charge when the motive is otherwise unclear. The slain guards.
The motive is unclear. He went somewhere. Somebody told him he couldn't be there. So he went to go bash the fucker's head in. That was the motive. Boxers get hit in the head all fucking day. Muhammad Ali took a lot of hits to the head. Right? Everybody Mike Tyson beat the fucking brain cells out of, didn't go and do no shit like that. I don't know why the fuck he got off. But hey, that's what Keisha like, man. But Brad will put you in the fucking dirt because that's what he's used to doing. That's in his blood. They've been doing that shit for centuries. That's in their DNA, right? They go another one. Former Texas cop convicted of manslaughter, sentenced to nearly 12 years in prison for a Tatiana Jefferson killing. So he killed this broad and he got 12 years. Let's see what's going on here. Ex-Fort Worth police officer fatally shot the black woman whose only crime was letting her nephew play video games way past his bedtime. He was sentenced to 11 years and 10 months for her death on Tuesday. Aaron Dean, who was white, was found guilty by Tarrant County jury on manslaughter. Dean pleaded not guilty to murder, the original charge, which could have landed him from 5 to 99 years behind bars. However, Wednesday, December 14th, juries were instructed to only consider murder or a lesser offense of manslaughter. Wow. Who who instructed them to only consider murder or the lesser offense of manslaughter? Ah. The jurors had to determine whether a reasonable person in the officer's shoes would have responded with the same lethal force. Judge Gallagher said the jury deliberated 13 hours and came to a verdict around 2 p.m. Right? Okay, so 2:30 a.m. Oh, he was okay. Let's see. 2:30 a.m. Jefferson and her then 8-year-old nephew were playing video games when she heard a noise outside of her home. In response, she grabbed her firearm and went to look out of the bedroom window. Unbeknownst to her, her neighbor had called the police on a non emergency line for a wellness check on her. Hmm. Her front door was open and he was concerned. Testimony said the reason why the door was open was because Jefferson and her nephew were cooking burnt burnt the hamburgers and opened the doors to get the smoke out and help with ventilation. Dean was one of the officers who responded. Rather than announcing themselves at the front door, the two had begun walking the perimeter of the residence when Jefferson armed herself and went to the window to investigate. The sound of the wrestling from outside, Dean hastily shot her after seeing her with the weapon. Body camera footage showed the officer calling to her to put her arms up, but he did not identify himself as police officer before firing a single shot through the window, fatally wounding Jefferson. Mm-mm-mm. Um, the kid that was there, now 11, he shared the last moments of her life during the 2-week trial. She started crying. Wow, man. Dean said he shot the woman in self defense because she pointed a gun at him. The prosecutor argued that forensics tells a different story. There were no glass injuries on Jefferson's hands, lawyers noted, adding the way that the bullet went through her body was as if she had been crouching. Had she been aiming to fire a weapon, they argued, she would have been standing up when struck and her hands hit by some glass fragments. All right. Well, there's another one here. Apparently, this woman here was killed uh, in Mississippi, in a Mississippi town near where Emmett Till was murdered. And they're asking why isn't her case nationally known today? Well, Emmett Till's we could say Emmett Till was nationally known because of how horrific his body looked when they pulled him out of the water. So that image is what would made him known. Other than that, he'd have just been another dead black kid. You understand? But because the public got to see what these fucking white people did to him, that's what made him well known. So I don't. I mean, how you know? I mean, it sounds crazy saying how did she die, but all right. Mississippi, young black woman stands on Union Street in a yellow dress. Teenager, thin, pretty, dark skin, straight black hair, thick bangs. At this moment, she is chatting with her friends. Right, car cruising down the street toward the cafe. Inside are three white men who have been drinking beer by the quart. Damn. The driver's window opens. A hand emerges holding a 22 caliber pistol. There was only one shot, but it finds the young woman's neck. Oh, damn. Okay, so she was shot in the neck in a drive-by. Emmett Till was kidnapped, tortured, uh, beat crazy, and then drowned. And when they pulled him out, everything was twice its size, and it was looking crazy. All right. Her friends had gathered to the see. And even in death, man, black women are trying to fucking compete with men. I don't understand what's wrong with you, fucking bros. Everything you got today was because of the men. Everything. You could vote because of black men, go to school because of black men, get your food from the front of the fucking restaurant because of black men. Everything because of black men. Why? Because black men were the ones who were fucking dying. I don't understand how 12 out of 12 million slaves, they only got 5,000 hangings on record. But out of those 5,000, guess how many was black women? 120. So you see, you know, us getting hosed and German shepherds put on us and all that shit, right? Only thing they were doing to y'all was fucking y'all. That's the only thing they were doing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't hanging you bitches like that. It wasn't shooting you bitches like that. The FBI ain't put a fucking hit out on you bitches. How many women did they put a hit out on compared to black men? How many black women had a hit put out on them by the FBI? Shakur. So, and these bitches got be having a nerve to say some of the most nasty, horrific shit they could think of about us. So I don't give a fuck what they fucking go through, man. Now, as you see right here, you see a picture of a white slave master whipping a black female slave.
Christopher Nichols, an escaped slave living in Canada, remembered how his master laid a woman on a bench, threw her clothes over her head, and whipped her. The whipping of a 13-year-old Georgia slave girl also had sexual overtones. The girl was put on all fours, sometimes her head down and sometimes up, and beaten until froth ran from her mouth. The girl's forced bodily position, as well as her total helplessness to stop her master's torture, blatantly reveals the intensely forced sexual trauma many African females endured. The difficulties of black female slaves would normally begin early from their childhood. Black females, some of them children, were forced into sexual relationships for their white owner's pleasure and profit, attempting to keep the slave population growing by his own doing and not by importing more slaves from Africa. Even Thomas Jefferson, a one-time American statesman, diplomat, lawyer, architect, philosopher, and founding father, who served as the third president of the United States from 1801 to 1809, is believed to have fathered 6 mixed-race children. 4 survived to adulthood, with one of his female slaves, Sally Hemings, a woman 3/4 white and half-sister to his late wife, who served as the widower's concubine for more than 2 decades. In the case of Harriet Jacobs, author of Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, her enslaver, Dr. James Norcom, had sexually harassed her for years. Even after she had 2 children of her own, he threatened to sell them if she denied his sexual advances. Although Harriet Jacobs managed to escape.
Now, when you hear this type of shit, and you see how black women praise these guys, and oh, white men are better than black men, and this and that, and all that dumb shit, man. Fuck them bitches, man. I wouldn't even fucking talk to one of them hoes. So what, man? That's what you think, bitch? Go ahead. We clap and cheer every time they fucking ice one of you bitches, man. You know why? You know why I'm so nasty with it? Because them bitches committed treason. Bitches committed treason against us, dog. That's an offense punishable by death. Treason? Let me see something real quick. Look at this, man.
Treason.
The crime, the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. Right? The action of betraying someone or something, treasons. Yo, they committed treason against us, man. Disloyalty, faithlessness, treachery. That's what they commit against us, man. They don't love us. They don't love you, dog. They only want to fuck with you if you can buy them something. And if somebody could buy them more, they'll leave you and take from you as they go. If you ever marry them, they're going to fucking take alimony, child support, your car, whatever the fuck they can get, they're going to take. And then they turn around and say, why would we protect you? Why should we? Why should we protect them? That's a question I think every podcaster should ask these black women. Why should we protect you? You got a girlfriend that's a fucking tramp ass hoe. You see her treating a nigga foul, cheating on him. You got pregnant by another nigga, and you ain't like y'all see these trifling bitches do shit to men all the time. Y'all don't protect men. Why should we protect you? Especially a dude who any man, whether you have kids or not. You don't have kids. You're not married. You got a fucking incredible future. Why should you risk your future for some bitch? You married and you got kids. Why should you risk your fucking your child's future of having you there to protect them and all that good shit for her? Some broad you don't know. She done pissed some nigga off. Did she done did some nigga wrong? Right? She done did some dude wrong and that nigga wasn't having it, and he went and put two. He put 2 or 4 in her. Why should you jump in that shit? They tell you every day how they don't fucking like you. Every single day. And it's hundreds of thousands of these bitches. Hundreds of thousands. Millions. It's millions of them that don't like you. And they got the worst fucking track record. They get the most fucking benefits, the most fucking help from any institution, right? Fucking Goldman Sachs doing something $10 billion for 1 million black women to better black women only, only black women. Government funding, Section 8, food stamps. 1964, y'all kicked the black man out and they gave you food, shelter, and fucking money. Black men got kicked out on the street. You bitches was always, y'all were always his bitch. You were never our bitch. You were never our women. She was never our women, dog. That motherfucking, let Uncle Sam take care of them. I'm not dealing with that shit. Let's go check out my guy real quick. This is where I get upper room from. That shit funny. That shit funny. Accountable commentary. Let me give him a like. Boop.
When it comes to black men, Keishas have a lot of things to say. They talk about, you know, uh, how we're doing them harm, which is not true. How we're the most violent group of men, which is not true. And when they keep, throwing these digs at our image, one thing we never see them throw jabs at or even attempt to cover is situations like this. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because this is crazy. Not we all know why things like this happen, but hearing it, this is crazy. And you're probably like, what are you talking? What's the crazy part? Well, you're about to hear what's the crazy part.
Yeah. He just said exactly what I said, bro. On that page, they ain't got one black chick up there that was killed by a white guy, and we just looked at the motherfucking crime statistics. All that shit is taking place in the Midwest. It is the numbers of black women being murdered have doubled and tripled in the Midwest, right? But these bitches is over here talking about us. In the increase in these states, researchers and the state officials say points to the larger racial disparities in the Midwest, shooting ranging from overall life expectancy to deaths from heart disease and incarceration rates. And though Washington D.C. is home to some of America's most powerful black people, it is also a majority black city where many residents face intense disadvantages. Okay, yeah. The big difference in black women's risk of violent deaths across different regions of the country, there are, right? New York and New Jersey, for instance, saw substantial increases in homicide rate for black women and girls in 2020. But even after 2020 increases, black women and girls living in Wisconsin and Missouri still faced a homicide risk 5 times higher than black women and girls living in New York. Overall, it's in America's Midwest. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. This right here, you gotta motherfucking see. Right? Right? Look at that. Overall, it's in America's Midwest, as well as in some southern states bordering the Midwest, where black women face the overall highest risk of being murdered, not in the deep south. Right? Look up here. Black women and girls living in Wisconsin and Missouri still face the homicide risk 5 times higher than black women and girls living in New York. Right? In the Midwest, though. So all I can say is, man, it's good to know these things. It's so good to know these things. Because when we get to arguing with these bitches, man, you gotta have You got to have your fucking facts ready because they'll tell you anything. They'll tell you how they feel and swear up and down that that shit is fucking really what's going on.
An Army Ranger who killed Black guard. Sentenced now. Deal agreement.
20 years.
20 years in prison. Now
20 years for first degree upper room. 20
See?
years.
See? That's why nigga said 20 years for upper room. Yo, this thing is hilarious.
20 years. 20.
You're gonna come out at 46.
We done seen people get sentenced to 20 years for far less than that.
Damn.
And this is what we tell Keisha all the time. Hey, Keisha, here's the difference between us and Brad when you're dealing with us. If we do something, let's say we do something to you or any other black men or black males that they're dealing with, let's say they do something to them. Oh yeah, there's consequences, and those consequences are going to be harsh. Black men would get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But when you deal with Brad gets away with a lot. Who shows up at the doorstep once Brad sent you to the upper room? Brad with a badge. The system shows up to help him out against you. Even if he's found guilty.
Badge.
20 years? That's crazy. Let's
Now he originally
I ain't gonna lie, man. He said 20 years like that shit light, dog. Nigga, 20 years is a long time, dog. That's a long fucking time. 5 years is a long time. I had to wait 5.5 years to reach top pay. 5.5 long years. So to do that shit 4 times, 20 years? That's a long time, man.
he faced life without parole since Washington State does not carry the death penalty. Beat her to death. Let's remind you of the brutal crime.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you.
Katayama said he was punched and hit his head on the concrete during that brawl before he attempted to get into another venue where he was intercepted by newly hired security guard Denise Smith, who had only been on the job a few days, according to the affidavit. Just doing her job. Lena Blackstar with the details on this one. When she told him the building was closed, Byrne unleashed on Smith, assaulting her for nearly 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
According to the affidavit, surveillance.
That's a long time to get your ass whooped up. That's a long time, dog. That's an eternity.
Surveillance video showed the Army Ranger slamming Smith to the ground, punching her in the face repeatedly, dragging her around by her braids. He also attempted to gouge out her eyes with a set of keys, then punched her with the keys in between his fingers before strangling her.
Black men, where is the outrage for this with these Keishas? All these Keisha content creators got something to say about us. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. Where's these? What's going on with these Keisha content creators? Okay, let this one go too. This is insane.
A light sentence, 20 years. He'll get out. There's more.
There's
Byrne
more?
then fled the scene.
There's more?
According to the affidavit, shattering a window with a chair, jumping from a landing down to the ground about 14 feet below.
During the dramatic escape attempt, Byrne was injured and began screaming for help around 2 a.m. It was later revealed he had a brain injury. At the hospital, he alleged to nurses that he was stabbed and sexually assaulted, though no evidence has surfaced that either happened. So what led up to this sweet plea deal? What's behind it? Byrne has a history of head injuries, including blast concussions during his time in the Army, and his attorney claimed they may have played a role in his behavior.
Wow.
According to the News Tribune, Katayama argued in court filings a brain scan showed Byrne had a brain bleed in the area that controls morality and judgment. As consistent with a punch to the head. Byrne claims he has no memory of what happened that night whatsoever. A prosecuting attorney also considered Byrne's mental state when agreeing to the plea deal, stating in court filings that it may be difficult to get a jury to unanimously convict the man for a first-degree charge when the motive is otherwise unclear. The slain guard's family gathered in the courtroom May 10th, addressed Pierce County Judge Stanley Rumbaugh, hoping for justice for Denise. Boy, look what else they'd already been through. Now they just want something. So just a little piece of something. Judge told Byrne his actions were as callous or cruel as this court had ever had the misfortune of dealing with. And then he handed down the 20-year sentence. Again, light, according to the News Tribune. However, let's get into more of the judge and his findings on this one. 20 years for this. Most fool they'd ever seen. Okay. Judge Rumbaugh pointed out that Byrne was aware of his previous brain injuries, but chose to drink excessively that night anyway. He was out with his friends or fellow Rangers, basically getting intoxicated to the point of creating a disturbance. That was voluntary, the judge said. Victim's family, strong reaction. The moment elicited feelings of rage among family members. Many are questioning why he did not get life without parole, considering the brutal, senseless nature of the attack. Smith's father, Charles E. Reagans, a military vet, wrote a letter to the court. I, myself, a U.S. veteran, recognize that Patrick Philip Byrne is one of the Army's highest trained killers, an Army Ranger. Reagans wrote, the actions of Byrne toward my daughter were brutal, savage, harsh, cruel, unnecessary, and worthless. It was downright cold-blooded murder. Other family members spoke of the devastating impact her death has had on their lives. I'm never going to forgive him for what he did, said Dennis Mack, Denise's older brother. I hope he catches hell where he's going. Only problem is, I won't be there to see it and enjoy it. A brother's grief left behind, knowing he could not protect his sister on that night. Senator.
Yo. We're all human, man. You know what I'm saying? We're all human. We're mainly just angry at these fucking bitches for the shit that they say and do towards us and act like they don't know happen. You know what I'm saying? But that was savage, B. That was savagery. That was Brad in his full and that was Brad in full effect, man. 'Cause they're savage and beastly like that. You know what I'm saying? The way they used to do black men back in the day was savagery. Hanging a motherfucker, throwing their babies to alligators, fucking using their skin to make fucking chairs and shoes, and using the hair from their head to stuff in it. Like, bro, the motherfuckers is just like fucking not human, you know. But I don't know what the woman's life was like, but that's a fucked up way to have to go. I could think of so many other women that could have took her fucking place. That was fucked up way for that lady to go, man. Damn. At work, man. Some nigga just walk in, you doing your job, and this nigga just wiles out on you. And you gotta just endure it until you can't move anymore. Nobody heard this shit. No one else was coming in the building. No one else heard this shit. There's nobody on the first floor. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. But yeah, man, I'm about to call it a wrap. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, okay? Peace.